Well, should we do the talking night? Maybe we'll just mime it. Astrology plus channeling. Mind. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Welcome. We are here with a few sort of transits that I wanted to just quickly touch base on. I've been talking more on these transits on the members here as of late, which has been really fun and really cool, and those of you who've been joining, it's so lovely to feel you there. But I thought I would also go on the general channel as well, because these are some pretty big transits, and we are actually experiencing one right as we sort of speak, the new moon in Cancer. So let's get the ephemeris out really quickly, and a few messages were coming through, so again, I figured I would just jump on and see here what exactly is at play. But, you know, we do have, the most, we'll say, pivotal transit is this new moon in Cancer as of right now, and a lot of water energy here right now. We could just sort of we'll deduce it and say, you know, it's a lot of water energy taking place. In addition, right, this new moon is coinciding with the two rulers of Pisces being retrograde, the placement of Jupiter here also in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, so they're in the rulership of Pisces, the ruling sign of Pisces, and they're both retro. So let's clear it around. Yeah, a lot here that is maybe being brought up on an energetic level, a lot of karmic energies. So if you've been feeling kind of like, oh, okay, I don't recognize what the hell is coming up right here right now, like it feels like it's not, I'm hearing it's not my story, and I'm talking like, let's say on a day-to-day basis, let's say you're recently feeling like, you know, kind of like certain, like, it's almost like it feels like a wave of energy, and it's but it's not something that you can really pinpoint, like this is drama and it's originating from I'm hearing those two people. If you feel like I cannot identify what's even going on, most likely experiencing the Neptunian energy that is coming up here for review, Pisces energy, and we talked about that in another reading. It was filmed outdoors, and we're talking about Neptune going retro, and this I think is actually in the title. So anyways, but yeah, that is currently overlapping with Cancer here, the new moon in Cancer, where we have the sun in Cancer, and as well the moon in Cancer, hence new moon. Let me though grab the ephemeris, because I want to catch the date. Well, I think it is July 11th to be exact, when we actually see this really strong Cancer energy waving out into a really, really strong stellium in Leo. We already have Venus and Mars in Leo, and they're pretty much like almost right on top of one another. A few days, you know, forward, and we're going to be having the moon joining them, and so we're going to take this really strong sort of Cancer energy, water energy, and almost filter it through and ride that wave out as we move towards the first quarter stage into Leo, the sign of Leo. So let's though pull up the ephemeris officially and see here. Give me just a moment. But yes, the first quarter stage builds up and out from that new moon. It is the sort of halfway mark between the new moon and the full moon. So I do not believe it will be in the sign of Leo, but just meaning that we're going to build really strong Leo energy out as we near that first quarter stage. And sort of angle the energy in between the new moon and the full moon. The full moon will be in Aquarius. This is going to be this is a heavy month, you guys. And yes, especially when it comes to, you know, well, it's like a very karmic time, you guys. We talked about this but the full moon in Aquarius, think back about 6 months ago, and we had a lot coming through in relation to that archetype, especially with the Saturn Pluto conjunction moving into the age of Aquarius, and I believe it was it Uranus at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So yeah, think back to that new moon about 6 months ago. Let's see here. Okay, we're not. The phone literally just died right there. Let's see if we do have it here in this notebook. Yes, we do. So okay, yes, today's the 11th, right? 10th, and this is actually Mercury moving from Gemini into Cancer on the 11th. Okay, at the same time as the stellium in Leo. So this is like a lot moving in and out, you guys, and this is especially key because Mercury has been in its ruling sign of Gemini, and it's been retrograde. It just recently cleared out of retrograde from post shadow just a few days ago. So, you know, this is we got a lot of shifts here. Again, I'm hearing it's an intense time. It's a heavy time. It's not just necessarily what you may be experiencing. It also might be, you feeling what others may be experiencing on so many different levels: mind, body, soul, spiritually as well. Again, there's a lot happening here in the Akashic realms. Who is this? Welcome, Crybaby Cam. Love and light to you. Hey, so cool to see you joining members. And yes, let's take a further look here at anything sort of shifting in and out that might be particularly notable. It is the 21st that we see Venus moving from Leo into Virgo. Okay, but before then, we have, again, that stellium in Leo. That's going to be pretty significant. We talked at length about that in members. And, yes. Okay, and it's interesting because it is closely sort of sitting in relation to this really strong Pisces Cancer energy, water energy, and that's basically the sun archetype of Leo and the moon archetype of Cancer, water, yin, and yang, fire. So it's kind of like, well, we can say it can be seen as clashing, or it can be really creative. So yeah, but just keep it in mind, and let's clear it. Yeah, it will really determine how you end up working with that energy frequency. And we can deduce it and say that, sun, fire, Leo, maybe ego, okay, yeah. But we could also say that it's a really exciting and empowering, playful, and dynamic energy. So just make sure that maybe you are always do what you feel and take it as you will, but you might want to ensure that you're channeling the fire energy here actively and consciously so that you're not feeling triggered here, and that's really important. And especially even on an energetic level. That's that kind of interplay we're talking about here, because it is very interesting with Leo. We're seeing the ego, and then we're also seeing the moon, which is our sort of, even our visceral sort of impulses, right? The moon is that inner being. So in the subconscious, it's like, I don't know where this came from. Like, why am I reacting like this? Or why is somebody else reacting like that? Or, why are we both? So, but we talked about that in members. Again, feel free to join members, and the link, let's see. Let's clear around. I will tweet the link. I'll tweet the link right now, and you can click that. One moment. I'm going to tweet that now. Alchemy in You. Okay, just tweeted the link on the Twitter handle. Yeah, this is important, and I feel like looking at astrology in general can be so helpful, and that's, why I actually really like the members, because we're able to just focus on that there in an isolated space and really get, into these transits as they come forward. And astrology is sort of, I find, almost essential, like, even if we are reading energy and so on and so forth, we're, it's like we still have weather patterns, right? So it's kind of, it's helpful when we're looking even at, let's say, energy. Let's clear it around. Yeah, but it's, and always take it as you will. Like, you really honestly could be, and this is where we talked about this in the Lightworkers video as well, warning to Lightworkers, you, not necessarily what is going on with you, okay? Again, it's a karmic time. You could be feeling what other people are feeling in relation to the decisions that they have made in the past. Okay, how many times have you experienced something where you're like, oh my god, I suddenly just got this really weird vibe? I'm hearing, I suddenly feel guilty about something. And then you're like, but I don't understand where this energy came from. I didn't do anything that would make me feel like I need to be guilty for anything. Okay, I didn't do anything wrong, right? And then it's like, maybe your friend calls you up, or you hear about something that's going on, like, in relation to people, and you're like, oh my god, and that's what they're going through. So, you have to be really aware about what is your energy, and what is not your energy, and what is your conscious decision and moves, because it's going to be a turbulent time, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We again talked about this in the members July overview monthly video, where we talk about these transits here, just overviewing the stellium in Leo and the Cancer energies that are really strong here, because people will be reacting from their I'm hearing visceral impulse space, it's a kind of we'll say maybe a childish energy, even it can be if it's not being actively, and that's where maybe we say, where we have a fear of something, losing something, be it, the sensation of ego, or, feeling insecure in some way. Cancer does rule the child, right? Also the early childhood environment. So you might be actually starting to see aspects of people that you never thought existed. Like what? I never saw that side of that person. I'm hearing that as well. So, and yeah, but we talked about this. So, but just I wanted to reiterate a few points here on the general channel, because I felt like this is, gonna be really front and center. It's not, I think, enough to say, well, all right, I'm sensitive, and in general, it's like, no, there are certain waves that are very intense, and this is again people feeling their own karma, their own karmic decisions. Okay, you do not take responsibility for the decisions that other people make, and that's really important to remember. Some people may make decisions that they don't feel good about, and that's that. And it's like, okay, so what does that mean? You're gonna lessen the no, that's the lesson, okay? And it's also not about you maybe teaching them like why it was not a good decision. Feeling again that empathic or sympathetic energy of, gosh, like I wish they didn't do that, but like that's like, if you are distracting yourself from your own course, and that might be a co-lesson, right? In that connection, it's like, am I gonna like derail my own focus here? Okay, because I'm looking at what they're doing, let's clear it. And this could be a group of people. We're talking about Neptune, generational planet. This is like a collective consciousness space. And so the best I think you can do is hold light, but not if it's going to sabotage your story. So, what helps you feel grounded, okay, but also in a space where you can offer empowerment for others. And it may not be something that you go out and actively do, but it's just a mindset, and it's where you stand in an empowered space. And especially in relation to the archetype of Pisces, 11-11 right there, where, you're not like feeling like I have to like you fix people. That's bullshit. You're not going to fix anyone, okay? If you feel like you do, that's kind of, I see it as a trap, okay? That is a trap. It's a karmic trap. It's like, this doesn't make sense. Like, they need to realize what they're experiencing, okay? And what they want to do about what they're experiencing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's like a child who's just never going to understand, like, why they're experiencing what they're experiencing. It's like, oh, I want to shield them from their own disaster. It's like, this is not going to help anyone, actually. Because, if anything, it's going to create, I feel like karma, a karmic link that is not going to be helpful for you either. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all one. So when you are disempowering another ultimately by feeling like I need to fix them and do what's right, that is going to, affect you as well. And that is that moment where we say, well, what exactly does it mean to be, selfless? Where we are coming from an empathic space, where we are wanting to assist and help others in their own ascension. I feel it's a really fine line when it comes to Neptune energy and Pisces energy. A really, really fine line. It can. Because, Neptune, again, it's that illusion of like, oh, I'm going to help them. And like, it's like all, and then you're just wanting to do what's best for them. And then it's like, but then it's affecting you. And then in the end, it's like, wait, so if you believe in like selflessness and you believe that all are one, then if you are harming yourself by way of so-called helping another, that doesn't add up, so always take it as you will. And we again talked about this in another reading where we were speaking specifically more though on the transits of Neptune, and we really went into depth about this. And that, it might be karmic in the sense of saying you now realize, oh shit, like me trying to help someone out fix somebody else is not a good thing, because now I am feeling the repercussions of that. It's like, then you feel drained, then you feel like you can't do what you need to do. And so that's the flip point of Neptune energy. But, it's a moment, it's an exciting time where you'll at least see it clearly. Sometimes certain cycles, things come forward and it's like, I have to just like feel what has been. Okay? Maybe we didn't realize that it was a point of sabotage actually. How it was like, why did I see myself as separate? Well, why did I see myself as also one and the same? But then, it's interesting. It's sort of an illusion. So, sometimes I like to make this example where, we think, well, if you're, let's say, an entrepreneur, right, and you're running your own business, and you're sort of like also sabotaging yourself at the mercy of, let's say, the business, okay, it's like, maybe you want to think like, if I were employing someone here, like, would I treat them in this way? So are you treating yourself as your own employee in a way? And that could be a parallelism. But anyways, how are you guys doing? This is, again, we're here pretty much on the day of the new moon in Cancer. How many of you have a lot of Cancer in your chart? What is the overall gesture of this energy for you? Do you feel like it is something that is sort of a moment of realization? It's sort of a realization energy where it's like, wow, I'm on the better end of the wave. I feel like it's become more easy to manage for me. I'm hearing that as well, in some way, and that could be based on, let's say, past cycles of, for example, last year when they had the new moon in Cancer a year ago. Seeing 1444 right there. Give me just a quick second. I'm going to wash my hands off. put this thing on my hands here. Quite a bit of Cancer energy. Interesting. Quite a bit of Cancer energy. Yeah, and you know, these things happen. It's, you know, it's not like to get yourself in. I feel that if you associate with the archetype of light work that, well, especially because Jupiter is going retrograde in Pisces, back to Aquarius to revisit, okay, that cycle that was, and that was like almost the most karmic time. It was the beginning of the new year, and it was when Jupiter again was conjunct Saturn, and the high of Jupiter being in Aquarius at like 29 degrees and all that, okay, people making decisions maybe that were not necessarily in alignment, especially conjunct Saturn, okay, is like, what were you making decisions based on? Like, what were you making a decision based on? Okay. Jupiter is the natural ruler of Pisces. So when it does re-enter into Pisces, which it already has, it only dipped in 2 degrees. Okay. It's going to bring forward again. It's kind of like, it may feel like an embarrassing time. For some people, this is going to be an embarrassing time. For some people, if you're in alignment with, you know, you're making decisions based on, you know, what is best for you and in relation to others as well, then I don't feel like necessarily, okay, it's going to be as challenging as last year. Okay, this is more like the truth is going to be unveiled, and we've been talking about that in a number of readings as well. So let's clear it. Now, I was getting this message as I was meditating the energy before I came on, and I was getting that there is a decision that possibly a number, and this is a general reading, but that you're like deciding on making, and I feel like it's like, okay, well, to know that I want to make the decision is one thing, but there's something about the timing. For a number of you, maybe there is a question of the environment and what may relate to that space. So let's say you make a decision, it's like, well, there could be something that is even affected by way of that decision is made. There's something that you have to you know, also feel is appropriate for you, maybe contextually. So, and we're going to pull the cards here. I want to just do a quick wild card round reading, and it's the new moon in Cancer. Let's just see if we get any other messages. We do have a lot of bonuses here on the channel tonight. If you literally look at the channel, there are like so many readings. But again, I thought, you know, I was getting messages, so I thought, why not get on live here and see what just comes through. I was getting that, though. Again, there is a decision. Yeah, Devil here wants to come through. Some of you, you know, I see that you're really excited about something, but it's almost as if, you know, either there is a nervousness, like somewhat of this feeling of, well, it's such an exciting opportunity, okay, and it's almost like you're trying to fit the Devil through the 3 of Wands, like, there's so much here, okay, maybe even that needs to be addressed or released. It's like, let's clear on the heart chakra on the right side. Yeah, some of you, though, you need to clear something out before you can move into that space. That's what I'm getting with the Devil and the 3 of Wands. I actually see this as ascension, a very high vibrational energy coming through for you, where you say, well, wow, I really had the epiphany, I see it. But there's something almost, I don't want to say in the way, it can even just be the way that you know, maybe others perceive a certain space. So how do we say this? Let's say there's an opportunity that you really want to pursue. Ooh, clearing the throat chakra there. Emperor upright, Fool in reverse, and you have the Dodge Swords. You know, it's almost as if, okay, with the Devil and 3 of Wands, it's like, is it necessarily like the way you see it, or is there's some energy cast around that space? It's almost like I feel like you have to clear the door that you want to move through. It's like there's some kind of portal here with the 3 of Wands, like, but it does come down to, let's pull on that Devil, like what? Because we have the Fool mirroring the Devil. There's an irony here, if anything, even. The World, talk about pressure, this is the last part of the Major Arcana, the World, and this is the first, the Zenith, actually, the Fool. It feels like everything is, there's something coming up for review. So feel free to tune into those extended readings. Loving light to you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye.